Let's take a quick tour of the Forms module to get an understanding of how it works. Subsequent videos will delve into the detail a little more, but first we need to get an understanding of the structure and the rules that tie all elements of the forms together. I've come to the All Forms page. You can see that we have some specific types of forms up here above the line, but it's important to understand that all forms must first be built in the All Forms section. What you build into the form determines which menu it gets sent to. Again, more on that later. Now, the first thing to understand about forms is that they all consist of groups over here on the right. Don't worry, we'll come back to these other buttons here shortly. Groups are like containers. Say you have a staff intentions form and you want to ask a series of questions about study they might be involved in, their leadership aspirations, and whether they have any feedback. You might create a study, leadership, and general feedback container or group. To get into the specific questions we want to ask within this group, we're going to click questions over here. So we can say that groups are made up of questions. Here we can see all the different questions inside this group. And you can see that all these questions are in the Study, Leadership and General Feedback group, which is in the 2023 Staff Intentions form. And we can see over here that there are different types of questions. In fact, if we click Edit next to one of these questions, we can see that there are several different types of questions you can choose. It should be noted that some of these aren't questions, they're information boxes or labels, but we'll revisit question types in a subsequent video. So for now, we'll press cancel. Whenever you want to go back a page, you'll see these back to buttons up here. Now we'll go back to the groups, then we'll go back to the forms so we can have a look at some of these other buttons. Your best friend when making a form will be this review button. Review opens the form in a new tab, so you can see the form being built as you build it or as you make changes to it. If you have two screens, making forms is a breeze. Edit, insert, and add are close cousins. If you want to add a new form or a new group to a form, or a new question to a group, you can use add to start from scratch. Clicking insert is usually a bit faster because you can choose a similar entry and just change some fields to create a new entry. Make sure you change the name and the index order. Edit, as the name suggests, lets you tidy up an existing form, group, or question. The Edit button edits details about the specific form, such as the title, whether the form is active. You can also select the audience for the form. We'll show you how in another video. And you can even select the metadata you'd like the user to see when they first hit the form. If you're in a group, Edit allows you to rename the group, select an icon, order the groups, and even decide whether this group should be visible to teachers only, put a T in here for that option, or non-teachers as well. For that, you'd put an N in here, like we have. In questions, Edit does all these things, but it also lets you select the field type or question type. Again, more on that in another video. Copy only exists on the form admin page, and it lets you deep copy an entire form. Delete is self-explanatory, but there are a few catches that we'll talk about in another video. Finally, once users start submitting forms, you'll see this information in the reports page. Like most school data pages, these reports can be exported to CSV. Access to reports can and should be limited to certain high-level users.